am so excited to be making YouTube content. I've been wanting to do this for such a long time, and finally I have the time and the energy to be able to do this. So let's get into it. Hi, by the way, my name is Elisa. I am one half of a wedding photography and videography team. The other half is my husband, and we work together to cover boho, modern, industrial, and minimalist weddings. We love that aesthetic. If you check our site, it's all over there. We love it. I don't know why we love it, but we do. I think it's because we're millennials. Yeah. It is what it is. We're really excited about giving you tips and tricks to help you get down the aisle and find vendors who match your vision. That's so important to us. Your vision on your wedding day is paramount. You want to make sure that you have folks in your team who are helping you celebrate and say I do in a way that feels good for you. This episode is all about how to choose the right photographer for your modern or boho wedding. But we're gonna jump in. I promise I won't take too much of your time. I have 10 points and I'm gonna try and get through this as quickly as possible because you're planning a wedding and you ain't got time to waste, so let's not waste it. Okay, so you're getting married, it's super important. You wanna find a wedding photographer that fits for you. These are literally the pictures that will last forever. So these are 10 easy steps to get you on the right track to finding a wedding photographer that's right for you. First tip, first thing you need to know, define your style. It's beautiful to have all this information and all these ideas and all this stuff to pull from and to say, I want all of this for our wedding. That's a great place to start. But there comes a time where you have to narrow it down. Why? Because narrowing it down makes it so much easier to find vendors who align with your vision. If you need a little help narrowing it down, we do have a vibe guide on our site, along with other resources, kind of check it out, that gives you the words that you need to be able to put into your search and find vendors, specifically photographers and videographers that work for you. So step one is define your style. Step two, look for experience. You want to work with photographers whose vision and experience says, I've been here before. You want to make sure you're working with a photographer who has shot weddings like yours in the past. So go through their portfolio, ask questions, go through their site, and figure out whether or not they have the experience to cover an event like yours. Number three is check their portfolio. And I don't mean the pictures on the site. The pictures on the site are an absolute perfect place to start because it gives you an idea of the type of work that they do. What I suggest is that you ask your photographer for a preview of a full day's wedding so that you kind of get an idea of what it looks like when they cover different parts of the day in different lights with different types of interactions, because everybody tells the story differently and there's nothing wrong. I won't say wrong. I will say everybody's approach or people's approaches to storytelling is different, and you want to make sure that you're finding someone with a vision that matches yours. Number four, read reviews. Reviews give you such a good idea of what it's like to work with that individual. Now, don't stop at reviews because the reality is we're all people. We all interact with others differently, and what one person loves, another person may not. Definitely take time to make sure you're learning how these vendors are interacting with the general public, but also, and this will be something we discuss a little later, make an informed decision by consulting with your videographer or photographer yourself. Number five, consider your budget, and please be realistic about it. Every wedding planner I've ever talked to has always said, let's talk budget first. And please, when it comes to your wedding photographer, be realistic about what you are willing to spend if you're willing to take and move things around in order to make things work. Cheaper doesn't always mean better, and more expensive doesn't always mean the best. I'll just say that you're not just investing in someone's work, you're investing in the experience that they're creating with you. They're gonna be with you all day long, and it's important that you are making sure that you are paying for someone who makes you feel comfortable on your wedding day and gives you photos that last forever. Number six, now I talked about this a couple of points ago and I'm gonna come back to it. Please meet your wedding photographer or videographer. I cannot tell you how many times folks have reached out to me online and been like, yeah, I want to book. And I'm like, no, we need to talk first, because it protects not only me, but it protects you too. If you have a specific vision, I want to hear it and I want to make sure that I can show up for you. And if the way that I work doesn't align with your vision and we don't find that out until the day of, we've got a problem. Okay, so definitely meet with your photographer, videographer beforehand, get an idea of how they work, get a better idea of what their output process is, the timeline, all of that is. Meet with them and learn their process and decide whether or not it's a good fit for you. please meet your photographer or videographer. Number 7, ask questions. And if you download the Vibe Guide, you'll get a better idea of the types of questions to ask. Please ask questions. If your consultation doesn't include a lot of information about what and how they work, you need to be asking questions. It's imperative that you have a clear understanding of how they work so there is not miscommunication. Because if you're grumpy the day of and they feel like they explained it to you and just needs aren't being met, it's gonna create a negative experience. So ask as many questions as possible. And if it feels uncomfortable or it feels like too much to ask them questions, you might need to consider working with someone else. So please don't be afraid to ask your photographer questions. It's like, yeah, please do. Number 8, sign a contract. I don't think there are folks out here agreeing to do wedding photography without a contract, but if there is no contract available, that is multiple red flags. Please sign the contract. It doesn't just protect us, it protects you as well. It gives you an idea of what to expect, and it helps us to make sure that we're creating a safe work environment so that we can give you the best photos and videos possible. Go over the contract, read it, learn what their plans are in the event something goes wrong, in the event there is an accident, or what your deposit information, all that is important and all that is wrapped up in your contract. So read it, understand it, ask questions about it, and sign it. Number 9, figure out how they do this shot list and timeline. Figure out, and when you talk to your photographer, more likely than not, they're going to tell you what their process is for that. But in addition to a shot list, find out if it's okay for you to send them inspo photos. I know a lot of folks like to use Pinterest and things like that. Figure out the process of making sure that you're getting all of the images that you want for your day. And number 10, this is my favorite step. Relax and have fun. If you've done all the previous steps and you've done your homework and you know that you're working with someone that you can trust, you should not be stressing on your wedding day. I can't tell you how many times I've seen brides try to direct and tell folks what to do. That's not your job, brides or grooms. You are here to enjoy getting married. You are here to enjoy your day. You're here to create memories. Create them, sit back, let the photographer, videographer, and all the other vendors who are invested in helping you have an amazing day do the job that they are being paid to do. Okay, I hope this helps you in your search for a wedding photographer, a wedding videographer. I can't wait until the next episode. I'll see you next time, and happy wedding planning.